Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Like we just talking about good brothers, man. We got to start protecting our sisters. Like we got some missing, missing black girls, man, and indigenous people, man. They don't get the same attention and love as missing white women. And we seen this race, like this white girl. Not shout out, not no disrespect to her and her family, but she was in news trending for like 2 weeks, and we got countless and thousands of young black women and women of color, other women of color missing and get no headlines. Like we talked about how R. Kelly got away with 30 years of raping these and harming these young girls, and we still have no and they don't get no headlines. We all knew about this. Like this thing is going on. That's not saying with just white men, just black women in general get harmed by any kind of man. And your thoughts, gentlemen.
Well, the first thing I think you have to do is, honor your own. And we've got to be, in lockstep in making sure that we place the same value. And I don't know as a community if we've been able to do that. We've got to do that. We've got to lift a standard with that also, because any community that gets something is because they fought for it or because they wanted it, or, and some communities obviously had an advantage from the beginning. But I think that's most important, because from a national standpoint, everybody else that can make stuff go viral and stuff like that, when it comes to us, we need to do the same thing. We need to make sure that we get this message out there that people from our community have been wronged as well. Especially young ladies. Now, and I'll say this, and I know this is gonna sound foul, and I really believe that. From our pop culture standpoint, there's been a lot of degrading of women, especially when we grew up in the '90s. It was a lot of that, and it was kind of accepted. It was promoted. And I think it just made a lot of people just think that we were more disposable, especially our women and stuff like that. And that's just how, the way we describe them, the way we talk about them and things like that. In a lot of cases, the way we treated them. And so I think we had to kind of do our own housekeeping there. And then when it comes to the national media, then if people don't give you the same coverage, then you have to let people feel that. I'm not going to support the advertiser. I'm not going to support your network if you don't give us the same coverage.
Yeah, and then like recently, we just had this other sister, Randa, that's got Mia Marcano right out in Florida, right? She was yeah. There you go. Thank you, same Jamie. Jamie for a picture. And this sister, she's been missing, and now the dude, the person of interest, he was he found dead himself. I don't know if it's self-inflicted wound. I'm not sure about the details on that. If any brothers want to chime in on that part of it, but like this sister been missing, and she's still missing, and like we barely get a peep. Somebody sent me on Instagram. I didn't even know what the story was. I was like, "What's the story?" And then Jamie put it and told us. I was like, "Oh, this is the same story I read the other day." Any thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems. I think the maintenance man is involved because he's the one that's is a person of interest that has been found dead, and they say that basically the maintenance man had the master keys to her apartment, and they said that the apartment was entered with the master keys. So, but they have not found her yet, But you're right; she's not getting a lot of press. A lot of people don't know about the story because there's a missing white woman right now. I mean, well, she's not missing. She was found. Her remains were found. They're looking for the fiance right now. But the thing is, I think the media plays a huge, huge part in it, and they see white women as more valuable. And the thing is, too, they constantly run the pictures because they project the image that she's the American girl next door, with the blonde hair, blue eyes, and the media kind of feels that that's going to get more attention than a young black lady, which is horribly wrong. But I think everybody's got value, but unfortunately, we live in a society that doesn't see it that way.
But if you don't get that value in life, what makes us think you're gonna get it in death? I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Well, that's true too.
We don't value the living the same. It's not equality there, and it's not gonna be equality in death. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I mean, I think we got to recognize it. So again, to me, you've got to make people recognize. That's just it.
And I just want to add is that my sympathy goes out to everybody that's missing. What I'm saying? I think the situation with the white young lady or a sister or whatever, I want everybody to be found, hopefully alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do deserve that everybody feels that everybody deserves
equal amount of attention. Yeah,
that's right. Absolutely.
And I'll say this too, and this is obviously younger people, probably younger than the average person in our audience, obviously. if you're with somebody who wants to keep you away from your family,
Mm,
if you're with somebody who doesn't want to be around your family,
mm,
if you're with somebody who your family doesn't like, find out why.
yeah,
People that love you don't like the person for you, then you need to find out why, because there's a reason.
yeah.
Mm.
Usually, people that want to keep you away from your family is because they want to control you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So they figure if they get you away from your loved ones, then there's nobody to influence, or he may be revealed because maybe your father might say, "Hey, this dude is a jerk. He's an a-hole," or what have you, and he may know that because men read men. If you're a man, you know,
Definitely.
but yeah, it's a control thing when somebody's trying to keep you away from your family,
No question asked.
and it happens on both sides. I've seen women get married, move men out of state so they can be away from their families too, so they can be in a controlled situation. I've seen it in both situations, you know.
Yeah, sure. Black women are not involved. Yeah, fuck the cowards that commit these crimes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Word up.
You know. Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you hear about the white news anchor who was suspended because he wanted to talk about how women, people of color, don't get the same news coverage? Ain't that something?
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He slipped it. Yeah. He got in trouble. He let some truth slip out. You know.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, the media preach the story that they feel is going to run better. That's what they're in the business of doing.
Well,
You
it
know?
would have been on BET Nightly Evening News.
Well,
but
hey,
it had to
Gordon.
be sold. It had to be sold so we can have the Charlotte Hornets. So what I'm saying is, you have no, you know, the strong 10th seed in the East every year. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you gotta have a media outlet. You know what I mean?
Tim said his daughter was black, so it must have been a white dude that had was it adopted daughter? Somebody give us some insight. Was he black? So that's deep. That's deep. I mean, I don't know, man. It's
No,
like,
he's not. He's feeling that. He's seeing it. You know, because
yeah,
you can't hide from it. You know, you love who you love, and then you seeing your own daughter just grow up being treated differently. You know, I wonder what that's like. You know, he had to have known before. You know, before that. You know, so it's interesting that you bring that on yourself sometimes. So kudos to him though for saying something though. Yeah.
Oh, his daughter was adopted. Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, kudos to him. You know, for saying something. You know.